It is the morning after the Grammy Awards for 2026. We've been talking about it for so long, so it only makes sense that I call Jono back up, the person that I've made all the predictions with over what feels like years and years of predicting this damn thing. But we're going to go through the awards, the winners, the performances that we liked, all of it. We're going to get into it. Jono, how are you this morning? A Monday morning record. What a pleasure.
I know why you're getting me back on the pod, because your predictions are better than mine, so you couldn't wait to put it over me.
We'll get to that. It was a very long day yesterday. I was just saying to Jono before the call, I started at 3 o'clock. I think the pre-show started and the main show ended at midnight. So that's why I kind of look like, if you're watching the video, I look like a finance bro who's got the day off. I haven't even showered yet. Very rusty.
Oh no.
Before we get into it all, if you like this podcast, if you like the Grammys, we'll probably be talking about next year's predictions next week. If you like it all, you should follow and subscribe to us. You can also message us voice notes. You can DM it straight to the Pop Pod Instagram that's in the description below. There's a Discord there as well. Just go into the description, have fun clicking on whatever link you want. 5-star review is always appreciated, but we need to get into this because there is a lot to get into. General thoughts of the Grammys, is it kind of went the way that we thought it was going to go, I think?
Yeah, there wasn't anything like too insane. Well,
it
maybe
feels
a
like
couple,
this is happening
but
more and more now. That
yeah.
like there's less surprises. The like chances of like a Bonnie Raitt win in Song of the Year feel like millions of years away, you know?
Yeah, I think what you said last episode about the change in audience is probably the biggest factor, surely, in it being more like attuned to what is actually happening.
I mean, I would say that almost every single person, well, bar maybe Billie Eilish, and we'll get into this properly, but I'll say that most of the people who won in the main categories probably wouldn't have won in the main categories 5 years ago.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. We need to get into
I mean,
that each
particularly with Album of the Year, which is something we're going to get into. We should just go straight into the main categories and talk about it. Album of the Year, let's begin with, both of us predicted that Bad Bunny would win for Debbie Tira Mas Photos, and Bad Bunny won for it. I was getting a little nervy in the pre-show because when they put his genre category on the main telecast, I was like, this is what they're going to do. They're going to get him up there, give him the genre one, and then not reward him for anything else. Turns out that's what they were doing to Gaga instead.
Yeah. You got my hopes up. I was like, oh my God, Gaga might win this.
It was all going her way, but like it just felt, the way that the evening went and the speeches and the tone of the night, to have Bad Bunny get up there at the end was like really like a goosebump raising moment. And I've just seen a little video of Gaga going up to Bad Bunny right before the award is announced, and they're like sharing a bit of a moment together, which is really sweet, I think. And
what, when she
like,
scares him?
Yeah. He's basically like a stan that she's gone up behind, and he's like trying to catch his breath. But it was like a really nice moment, and I'm glad that they both had a really good night in the end.
Yeah, I agree. Also, Gaga said in an interview after, like, they were like, oh, you looked teary. So obviously annoying people were like, she was crying because she lost. And she was like, yeah, I was crying because I was so happy for Bad Bunny and everything he stands for. Like, she couldn't be more complimentary and happy for him. Which
Gags
I think,
as a professional, Gags isn't having a cry at losing that, you know?
literally.
She's Beyonce, like, go back and fuck up the pen or whatever she says on Cowboy Carter. And you know what? Maybe this is good. We've been talking about how Mayhem could be like one of the peaks of like Gaga. Maybe now that she hasn't won this, she won't be complacent and she'll go back and fuck up said pen.
Well, actually, one of my predictions was right. I predicted Gaga would wear feathers on the red carpet. And
I literally said this when she came up. Do you want to know something
Yeah.
so embarrassing?
What?
I fell for an AI image of her outfit.
I know the one. I know
And it
that
was
one.
like the crossbow with like, or whatever it is, like the Cupid's arrow with the American flag on the end.
Yeah. I saw it was like 90,000 likes on Twitter, and I was like, they've done it again. Normally it's Katy
I
Perry.
was like, oh my God.
Normally it's Katy Perry at the
Met Gala. I was like watching the live red carpet, and then she shows up in like the black outfit that she actually wore, and I was like, oh no. It's all right. Only 2,000 people saw it on my stories. So generally, I would say that we were both happy about Album of the Year.
Yeah,
I think it's the right decision. I think I knew in my heart, you know, when they're about to announce it, and you know when that happens, like what you really want to happen. And it was Bad Bunny who was like, I was really pulling for. So I was happy to see that. Let's go to Song of the Year, which I think was surprising to some people, but not to me because I predicted it correctly.
Oh, no, bloody go.
Billie Eilish took it out for Wildflower. Wildflower is, of course, part of her 2024 album, Hit Me Hard and Soft, or 2025. Well, sometime. But it was nominated last year.
Yeah.
And Birds of a Feather was up in those categories last year and lost to Not Like Us. This year, Wildflower manages to take it home. This feels, I don't know, is this like a product of a weaker nomination pool than last year? Or is it just like them feeling like Billie Eilish was robbed last year? Like, what's going on?
I honestly can't really explain it. I love Billie. I love the album. This is not even like one of the strongest songs on the album for me. Like, even with the songwriting, I don't know if it's like actually her strongest songwriting. So I was quite shocked when you predicted that it was like a really high chance of winning. I was so sure you were wrong, and so I've been double whammied. I was wrong and don't think that it should have won, really.
Well, I just thought of all the songs in that category that really showcase songwriting. Like, there weren't many in terms of like in a really traditional sense, because when you think of Abracadabra, like the songwriting is great, but the production and everything is all part of it. Same with Man-Child. It's like about the performance of it. Golden obviously is about like the whole context surrounding it. There were just so many songs like that in the category that I was like, oh, they're going to go to the one that feels like a busker on the street could sing it, you know?
Yeah. I know.
Which is exactly what they did.
Yeah. I'm just not that. Exactly what they did. I'm not that pleased.
I mean, I think that Birds of a Feather was absolutely robbed last year because I think that that's like a generational classic. So I'm happy with this decision because I think that she deserves a nod for that era at least. But Sabrina should come back with House Tour next year and nominate that.
Yeah. I just think the whole like time thing, like, because didn't she release this after the album came out and that's why it's eligible?
Yeah, I think it was officially made a single in this eligibility period, which I think does happen like quite often, but it often happens in like the genre categories. But like with that logic, could Taylor Swift just have like nominated I Could Do It With a Broken Heart or something? Like, I don't know.
But that's what I mean, and it's not Billie's fault. I do think they need to change the rules for that. You have singles before the album's released, and then after the album's released, you're not eligible unless you're in that period. Like, it was from so long ago. I just think, and if it was in the category last year, they wouldn't have even nominated it over Birds. So it just seems a bit strange from a narrative perspective, in my opinion.
I mean, in its defense, like, it's a massive song. It spent a very, very long time on the Billboard Hot 100. I think it actually spent more weeks on the Billboard charts than Birds of a Feather did. And this was without really getting a traditional like singles rollout. So it was a huge song. It's just like the timing is interesting. But anyway, also think I was happy about it.
It's not, because you're right. It's not even such a controversy though that it's like crazy. Like, I think in 5 years we all be like, who won in 2026 Song of the Year? I can't even remember. It'll just be one of those.
Totally. Yeah, definitely. It'll fade into the background, I think. Record of the year, we also predicted it ended up going to Luther, Kendrick Lamar, and SZA. I was wavering on this when they were announcing it, and I was like, oh, I really think that Gaga's going to get this now. But obviously, I was wrong, and it ended up going to Luther, which Cher announced as Luther Vandross winning the award. Cher, who also tried to leave the stage prior to announcing the award that she was on stage to give.
Cher is the ultimate queen. She gets
Incredible. Like, I don't know what edible she'd had before, but like, good for her, because that was such a moment. Like,
she is genuinely a comedian. If you don't follow her on Twitter or X or whatever, follow her, because she just comes up with
fantastic.
the most random, misspelled golden nuggets. I'm obsessed with her.
She may have taken the attention away from the actual winner, Luther, because that moment was just so funny. But I thought the speech was really good. I thought SZA's like bit about kind of like unifying and coming together and like using positivity was pretty powerful. Like, and that was mostly the tone for the night, I thought. And Luther like continues record of the year just going to like basically the biggest song. And I really, when it came down to it, I was like, this really has to go Abracadabra or Luther. There was no other way to it. And Kendrick ended up scooping in the hip hop category as well. So like he was another one of the ones who had a really, really good night. But that did mean that Golden was a massive tip to win Song of the Year. Didn't win anything. Apate was in with a chance because of the Bruno Mars effect. Didn't win anything.
Also, wasn't Apate like one of the biggest? Wasn't it like the biggest?
Right, I would say globally it was probably the biggest of all the songs. Yeah, but I don't know why they didn't end up going with that. They got it right with Luther, I think, personally.
Yeah, I think Luther would probably be my second choice of record. After Abracadabra.
It would have been nice to see Gaga win in the main categories.
Yeah.
I think the issue in the end is just that Abracadabra wasn't big enough
successful
in the US.
Enough. Yeah,
which is
I know.
Annoying because globally it had the figures. But I think not being a top 10 like record is really what hurt it in the end.
Yeah.
Which is a shame. Best New Artist ended up going to Olivia Dean, to the surprise of nobody.
No one.
Like, this was the most obvious award of the night. Yeah. But I did start to think, because obviously she wasn't nominated in any of the genre categories, because that will come next year, I did start to think for a while, like, oh, Leon Thomas has like won quite a bit. Could he be the one to take it out? And then I was like, no, it was always going to be Olivia Dean. And again, she gave an incredible speech. Like, she is just like full class.
Yeah, 100%. I felt the exact same when I saw Leon Thomas kind of sweep a bit in the pre-show.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, is Olivia going to be snubbed? Because that would have been probably the biggest story of the night if she was snubbed.
Yeah, totally.
But I'm really glad she won it. And
I started to think like, oh, is Leon Thomas like in with a chance at Album of the Year now?
That would be bonkers.
Crazy. But like really deserved. And that pool, like, we'll get to it when we talk about the performances. But that pool of Best New Artists was really incredible, I thought.
It was
like
really
that
strong.
was a really good mix of artists and like just really a fine showcase of how the Grammys is developing. But it was always going to go to Olivia, and I'm glad that it did.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think the pool was really good, but when I saw the list and Olivia's name bolded, I was like, if it was a different way, it would have been.
It would have been bizarre. I mean, Leon Thomas, I think, was the only one, and maybe Somber as well, were the only ones really competing with her. She's going to be back next year. I wonder if she's going to have to wheel out Man I Need again to perform, because that's probably going to be up for record and Song of the Year, I would say.
True.
In the pop categories, Gaga ended up winning Best Pop Vocal Album, to the surprise of no one, certainly not to me. I thought the only competitor was maybe Sabrina Carpenter. Shout out to friend of the pod and my Flop Stars co-host Nick Kelly, who tipped Teddy Swims to win.
That is such a Nick Kelly pick if I've ever
Such a
heard
Nick
one.
Kelly pick. Loved it. It didn't go to Teddy Swims. I loved seeing Gaga up there. Circuit obviously also won Producer of the Year, which is what made me start thinking like, oh, this is looking good for her. It wasn't to be, but I was glad that she had that moment and got to get up on the stage.
Yeah. And I still am confused as to I still think pop vocal albums for the best vocals, which Gaga also deserved.
So had she removed every vocal from the album, she would have been nominated in a different category.
But what would she be nominated in?
She just had to, I don't know, I assume there's some kind of like traditional, like classical something. She just had to remove 50% of vocals to not be eligible for it. But thanks to those 50% of vocals, she did get it and she won. I believe she's won this award once before for the Fame Monster, maybe?
I don't think she has. She didn't win one of the awards before because someone said she's now won all of the pop categories outside.
No, but I think that's because she won Best Dance Pop.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Okay. God, you're right again.
I just don't know what she won for before, but I'm pretty sure she won it for the Fame Monster. She last took home the award for the Fame Monster back in 2011.
Yeah, okay. Oh, God.
She also won Best Dance Pop recording for Abracadabra, which I also don't think was a surprise to anybody. But the Grammys did their classic humiliation ritual and made Zara Larsson perform an acoustic version of Midnight Sun right before they announced she was not the winner of the award.
She's probably just still on stage on the side, like breathing.
Literally,
heavily,
yeah.
And being like, shush, get off.
But
Summer is really over. You're done.
It's February. Pack it up. Sweden hasn't seen the light for like 3 months at this point.
She sounded amazing. I know we'll get to performance.
She sounded really good. That performance was really good. And like she was the real, I mean, I felt like she was the only like other one competing with Gaga in that category. Maybe Pink Pantheress, but it was always going to be Gaga's. And that was cool to see. She also, well, she didn't take it home, but Gazafelstein took home Best Remix for Abracadabra.
Yeah.
The one that I think was quite surprising was Best Pop Solo Performance, which went to Lola Young for Messy, which I thought was one of the best parts of the night. Not because, I mean, I really think that like Man-Child in My Heart of Hearts probably should have taken it, but I love when there's a surprise like that. She was genuinely like so surprised. She had done that incredible acoustic performance of Messy earlier in the night. Like, it was just, it was a really good moment, I think.
Yeah, completely. It was so sweet. And again, from a narrative standpoint, like, she's had such a fucking rough trot. And then for this to be, like, really her return, performing and winning a Grammy is, like, you know, she'll never forget that. And she fucking slaps. Her voice slaps in that song. Like, I have mixed feelings about the song in general, but her as an artist on that song is incredible. So I'm actually really happy for her. Sabrina will get loads of Grammys in the future. Like, it'll be fine.
Yeah. It's just so, like, it must have been so devastating to kind of like leave an album campaign behind because she just couldn't do it. Right after she dropped that record, and then for her comeback to be like the Grammys win, I think really just puts her like back or even ahead of where she was before, which is nice because I was worried the momentum would kind of be ruined, but this is like perfect. She's back.
Yeah, exactly. Did you say someone said she looked like she won on The Price is Right? She was just running all over the place, like screaming and sprinting.
She literally just got up and ran, like no time to hug anybody or anything. She was just like running around in circles, like I was gonna say like a dog that's just been let out of like puppy daycare. That sounds derogatory. I don't mean for it to
calling her a dog. But yeah, it was really cute.
I
I'm
also
happy for
love a
her.
mess of a speech, like where they can't get their emotions together to deliver anything like really
Yeah, she's
put
such
together.
Adele or like Olivia Colman kind of vibes, where it's just
Yeah.
like so British, and the US audience we're like, what the fuck's going on?
I also saw a video after where she just like was saying that like it was a real moment of her realizing this is what I want to do and this is what I need to be doing is to perform, which is like cool to see because I wondered at that point when she like collapsed whether she was sort of being forced, not forced, but like coerced into this career that just really wasn't for her. So it's nice to see that she
Right.
really is happy about that.
Have you interviewed her before?
No, never. I
I
would
feel
like
like
to though. If you're
she'd be
listening,
so good on the
Lola, I'm
pop
sure
pod.
you are. The morning after your big Grammys win, tuning
Yeah.
into the pop pod.
Lola ran off the stage with her Grammy and was like, I can't wait to see what Pop Sam, Cam and
Can't
Jono
wait to
say
hear
about
what
this.
Sam and Jono say. Well, Lola, you have our approval.
Yeah.
The other very confusing category was Best Pop Duo / Group Performance, which we were kind of tossing up between Apathy and Golden, and it ended up going to Defying Gravity by Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, which is wild.
I think
Ariana's third ever Grammy win.
that is ridiculous.
Wild.
I swear, was it you who told me that they moved it to the pre-show and then that meant that it was probably going to someone who wasn't there? And then everyone was like, so it's obviously Defying Gravity. And I was like,
Oh,
I
I
can't
don't
believe
know.
that. I think apparently it was going to be in the main show and then it got moved. And so everyone was like, oh, it's obviously not Golden
Not
or
someone who's
Apathy
there.
then. Which seems, again, the humiliation ritual, like, just like making them perform and then being like, no, sorry.
Yeah, because Bruno and Rose opened the
Yeah.
show with Apathy, got nothing, which like that happens. But then Golden was the favorite to win Song of the Year by like some stupid amount. Like I think the odds were it was like 73% or something chance of winning.
Yeah.
In the end.
It was by a mile.
And as soon as they lost that, I was like, oh, there's not a hope in hell because that was like there. But then people were saying, oh, I think the vote got split between Apathy and Golden. And so.
Oh, right.
But I just think it was a thing of like, they just saw like this big movie moment and were like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like, I don't think anybody's really giving too much thought to Best Pop Duo / Group Performance.
No, I think you're right. I just feel like it doesn't fit in that category for me. It feels more like a film category, like that Sinners won or whatever, not like pop duo.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And winning with a cover, I think, is bizarre as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad about it winning a Grammy. It's just, it seems odd that
you'd have to
Golden
drag me
Apathy
kicking and
got
screaming
nothing.
to see that mess of a movie.
I loved it. I love that song. But
Speaking
yeah,
of cinema, though, I saw The Moment on the weekend, the Charlie XCX movie.
What did you think?
Really good. I mean, obviously, I was always going to think it was really good because I think any Charlie XCX fan is going to find it really good. But there's a real, like, it's got really good comedic timing and it's more of like a film than I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
And Kylie Jenner is really good in it.
I've
Very
heard
surprisingly.
that.
She had like a really good
surprised.
moment in it. It's like one of the funniest parts of the movie.
I'm not that surprised. I feel like she's really funny. People always underestimate our Kylie.
They really do. Our Kylie. So now I've seen 3 movies this year, which is probably more than I usually see in a year. So next week's episode will be on Citizen Kane.
Oh, for God's sake, you're a cinephile now. We need to move on.
Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is 2 people who won their first ever Grammy. FKA Twigs won Best Dance Electronic Album for Eusexua, which I think... Eusexua, which...
Not Darren fucking Chris going, Jua, am I pronouncing that right? No.
So I had no idea who Darren, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
But I was sitting with my friend Jack watching it, and Jack was like, "Oh, he's a massive queer baiter," and I was like, "Well, he just failed that test, not being able to say you
Yeah.
sexual."
Literally. Also, I'm sorry. I used to panic like pronouncing someone's name wrong in like school or something. If you are gonna announce a fucking
Yeah,
category, ask someone how to pronounce everything. That's like
exactly.
saying,
Yeah,
FK Twigs? Is that it? Is that how I pronounce it? No, you ask someone
fuck a
how to pronounce
twigs.
Fuck up.
That said, if you're Cher, no need to look at the nominations. Like,
Yeah, no,
no need
Cher
at
can
all.
pull it off. That's it.
The other thing was she was waiting for the teleprompter to announce the winner, but it was actually on the card. But I'm happy to see Twigs win a Grammy. Good for her. The other one that I was very happy about is Kalani, who got 2 Grammys for Best R&B Song, and I think it was like Best R&B Performance or something for Folded, my song of the year. The thing that really annoys me about this is they didn't submit it for Record and Song of the Year because at the time it wasn't really a big enough record. And so they relegated it to the genre categories. And by the time the nominations came out, Folded had great momentum. Like, it's frustrating. But anyway.
So is that because they couldn't nominate them in both categories, or they just
I guess
didn't?
it just costs money to campaign and submit them. So they decided not to. I think that's how it went. Crazy.
They folded
anyway,
Okay.
Good for them taking home their first Grammys. The snubs of the night, there were a couple. Sabrina Carpenter won nothing for Man's Best Friend. I think this was kind of anticipated. I thought that maybe she might be lucky and get the Best Pop Solo performance for Man Child, but she didn't. So
I think that's the only one that she was really in contention for.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a hard ask. Like, we saw it with Taylor Swift Torture Poets Department last year when she won nothing. Like, releasing albums in such quick succession without giving the Grammys like a year to breathe, it never really goes well for them. So I wasn't expecting much, but I'm a big Man's Best Friend fan.
I know you are. But yeah, it was quite close as well between the release of it and when the Grammys would have had to vote. So
it was, I think it was like the
impact.
final week of submissions. They should have, or the final month.
Yeah.
They should have just released it for the next one, but then it probably would have been forgotten, to be honest. So, whatever. The other snub was Justin Bieber didn't win anything for Swag. I think we also anticipated that this was going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, I also, no offense to either of them, but I'm not that sad for them. I don't think either of them have anything to prove by winning a Grammy for either of those albums. So it's kind of like, it's a nice to have for them. So it's not like a sad story that they didn't.
And hopefully Justin Bieber just submits Swag 2 next year, which will surely be the one to get him Album of the Year.
Yeah. Well, he should submit anything into song because apparently he could submit Sorry and it would still probably be eligible.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just pick out something from his debut that was never submitted. Chapel Roan also snubbed for The Subway. I think that we saw that coming, that she was going to be snubbed. Obviously, every artist who didn't win Best New Artist was snubbed. And I'm trying to think of other ones that were snubbed in the end. I guess that's kind of it, really.
Yeah, in most of the pre-show, it was like, as you could guess, based on like albums of the year. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
And they spread the love
crazy.
like quite. It seems the days of like someone scooping all 3 awards, like record, song, and album, are gone. Really, like they seem to continuously spread them around now, which. To be honest, I kind of love when they do a massive sweep. I think it's a real like moment. Like when Billie won all 4 of them back for her debut. I hated that album, so I wasn't excited at the time, but I like the idea of it.
And now you're chomping at the bit of Wildflower. You're too late.
Yeah.
I've
got my Wildflower t-shirt on under.
Actually, there was a snub. What about Elton and Brandy? I don't think they won anything, did they? That was a snub.
No, I don't think they did. But I think it was already a snub that they weren't nominated for like album of the year, which a
Yeah.
lot of people were predicting. So
True. And Gaga lost for Harlequin. That was a snub in my
that
eyes.
was a snub. Yeah, I was surprised about that. Also, Joni
too.
Mitchell won, went up on stage, and then wasn't quite sure why she was up on stage. And they had to tell her she's there because she won.
Didn't she ask? Wasn't she like, did we
She
win?
was like, why are we up?
And he was
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
you're accepting the award.
What a legend. Make Joni Mitchell and Cher host the ceremony next
Oh
year.
my God, what a dynamic duo.
Better than Trevor Noah, to be honest. But anyway, that's for another day. The performances, I know that you've kind of seen what you can see. I saw them all because I was on the couch for 3 days. But let's just roll through them quickly. Obviously, Rose and Bruno Mars opened with Apate, which was just like a rock, like whatever. It was there. Bruno Mars's performance. He also did I Just Might, which was like just classic Bruno Mars, whatever.
They both just seemed like serviceable kind of performances.
Totally. Like there was nothing. And that like whole like 50s rock and roll vibe has just been like done to death. There's no more creativity to be mined from that aesthetic, I don't think. The first one that really got me was Sabrina Carpenter Man-Child, which I was just like, there is one person left in pop music to carry the torch of like Madonna, like that kind of just like high value, like high character pop persona, and it's Sabrina Carpenter. Like that performance was so freaking good. I was smiling the entire time. It was silly, it was funny, it was like well timed, just all of it was brilliant. I thought 10 out of 10.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't that excited by the performance.
Really?
Okay, no, that's not fair. I thought it was really good. She always delivers on camp, which I love. I just kind of hate, like, the bird thing kind of gave me the ick. Is that really bad?
I loved the bird thing. It was just so dumb.
It, like, kind of took me out of the fantasy, though. Like, when the bird flew away, I was like, now I'm just, like, worried if the bird's okay.
I was
like
a bit
watching
worried if the bird was
Sabrina.
okay, to be fair.
That's my one critique, to be fair. Apart from that, Sabrina did do a really good job. And
she's the only one like willing to go there. Like I've been waiting for Chapel to really go there with a live performance. Like she's obviously incredible and the vocals are like next level. Yeah. But by and large, she just gives like a good outfit and like a good stage setup. Sabrina's the only one who can really pull off like a full narrative in 3 minutes.
Yeah. I feel like I would have loved to see Chapel do the subway though. Like if she did anything remotely similar to the video, that would have been a full story. But I fully agree. Sabrina knows how to tell a story. She knows when to do a wink, wink, nudge, nudge, or when to like look the camera directly in the eye and sing. Yeah. She knows the timing of everything. I just get rid of the live animals. That took me away from it. That's all.
Okay. All right. So fucking Peter's logged on, and that's the reason you're downgrading the performance.
Peter, and I hate birds. I hate women, apparently. Chirp off.
You hate birds? Well, you shouldn't care then.
No, but I don't want them to be... Well, I say I don't want live animals in a performance, but I kind of love the steak with Britney. That's the exception.
Never work with children or animals. So the other big one was Justin Bieber, who did Yukon, the non-pitched up version, basically in his boxer shorts with a loop pedal, taking some cues from Ed Sheeran. To be honest, I thought it was really good, and I think it's the best thing that he could have done. Like this whole narrative that Justin Bieber's a mess and can't like put himself together. That performance to me gave like, he's got his shit together. He knows this aesthetic. His talent is like through the roof vocally. And I just thought it was a really smart move to just like zone in on just him and not have anything surrounding him in this moment.
I 100% agree. I actually think he won the night by not winning any Grammys and doing that performance. It was it completely encapsulating and felt like he was doing it on his own terms. It felt quite rock and roll as well.
Yeah.
I was actually really happy for him.
He's also just like really like he's got it. When they talk about like pop stars just having a certain persona, he's got it. And like his personality just shone through, I thought, in such a basic performance. I was really like way more impressed than I thought I was going to be by that. The
Same.
other big one was Lady Gaga, who did Abracadabra, kind of like a bit of a rocked up version, but like not too rocked up.
Rock Dog, your favorite.
The camera angles for this were incredible. Like it was quite, I don't want to say a basic performance, but there wasn't a lot going on other than her like washing basket on her head. But the way that they shot the whole thing and the way she performed it, I thought was like brilliant. It was so good.
Yeah, she manages to change her performance every single time she gets on a stage without it being kitsch or some tacky gimmick. And that, how you can't teach that. Like nobody has that capability really, apart from like Beyonce or I don't even know who else. The only thing I will say about the performance is, have you seen like a video from the audience?
No.
Well, I think if you were further back, it would have probably looked really good with the screens. But when you were quite close, it was like
it's just her
the
like
camera
bobbing
was
her
in
head
the
around.
way. Yeah. So I was like, this is definitely for the audience at home, maybe rather than like.
To be fair, the only one who would have
stage.
cared about watching it was Bad Bunny anyway. So like, it's not for them; it's for the people at home.
That is true. But yeah, I was laughing when I saw a small clip of like how it looked there. But she nailed it. And I'm sorry, but the Total Mayhem rumors are all but confirmed with the feathers and the rock.
I know they
electronic influence.
Yeah, they keep coming through.
Yeah.
There's this look in her eye right now that, remember like when we were kind of like growing up and watching her performances and you just knew that anytime she was announced for an award show, like it was going to be a moment, like the smashing the bottles during Speechless and like Paparazzi and that whole era. And then I think she lost it for a bit. Like I don't think she became a bad performer, but she just didn't have the fire to do something that was like a little weird. Even during Chromatica, I was like, oh, it's just like, it's not quite there. It's not the same as it used to be. And last night I was like, it's there. Like that look in her eyes is there. It's back. And that is just so cool to see.
Yeah, it's the actual like genuine joy and pride she has in what she's doing. Whereas I think sometimes she was a little bit scared because of the way she got treated after Art Pop. So
yeah, she wasn't on top.
No, she seems much more fearless now, where she's like, I am, amazing.
Yeah, fearless Taylor Swift. I think the other one that we have to talk about, obviously, which I'm sure you've seen, is the Ozzy Osbourne tribute with Post Malone. I'm kidding.
I haven't seen it. Did you see Gaga got a picture with the Osbournes though?
So I was going to say, surely not with Ozzy.
She took a picture with Sharon and Kelly, and they had a really famous drama like 10 years, 15 years ago.
Did they? I didn't know this.
Yes, it's part of the Gaga law. Basically, she performed on UK X Factor when her and Kelly Osbourne were feuding. And then Gaga like gave Sharon, who was a judge, after she performed, a cake and was like, this is for you and Kelly. And then Kelly like tweeted like, give it to me next time, not my mum. Like there's huge beef. And then now obviously like Gaga's tributing to Ozzy and they've got a picture together. It's so long ago, they probably kind of remember about it. But
people do grow up.
I've never.
That is an amazing piece of lore to bring to the pod. Thank you. I'm trying to think of the other. Well, we'll get to best new artist, but the other ones were, there was a D'Angelo tribute, which was actually really good. A Roberta Flack tribute that was really, really good. And I'm trying to think who else did things. Like, can't even remember anymore.
Oh, Tyler. Tyler did a really good performance.
Tyler's performance was amazing. Yeah, I thought you were meaning like put me in Chanel. I was like, oh, I didn't see that. Tyler's was so good. And I was like, when I was watching it, I was like, wow, he's just like I don't know, he's just got such a like creative mind when it comes to that kind of stuff. And I don't know if he gets enough credit for like how good he is at staging a performance like that.
He was incredible. It felt like a Gaga performance, like with the everything.
Tyler was actually a snub. he has won Best Rap Album the past 2 albums he released, and this is the first time he hasn't won in that category, which obviously, like, he was up against Kendrick. It was always going to be hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, the performance definitely, like, made the night for him. It was really, really good.
What? He won something. He won
He won Best Album Cover.
album cover. That's right.
Which, to be
All
honest, up against the Bad Bunny album cover, I don't know, but sure.
We both think that Bad Bunny should have won that, but All
Yeah.
Glory was second for me. But whatever.
Yeah, the Perfume Genius one's really good too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved, Jack pointed out, was like last night, it's just 2 plastic chairs on some grass. I was like,
We were like, it's genius, never been done before, never
It's
the same.
art.
Put it on it. It's so good.
The Best New Artist Performance, which I think is becoming like the highlight of the Grammys now, because last year it was amazing. This year it was amazing. It is such a good way to showcase them, and they keep it like snappy. They melded it together really nicely. Didn't even let Addison Rae on the stage. Kept her in the back, dancing around a truck. But I thought she did a really good job, and like,
Yeah.
I think she's eccentric in a way that the others are not. And I've seen the criticism of the performance, and I'm just like not sure if the Grammys stage is like one that's really going to embrace her properly at this stage. You know, they love they love a big vocal. Like Olivia Dean is the ultimate Grammys artist. Addison Rae is maybe not so much. In the same way that maybe like Bjork doesn't really fit in on the Grammy stage.
True. Because the only performances I saw, because I haven't enough time to watch the whole show, so I've only seen YouTube clips and loads of them fucking aren't on there. I've only seen Addison and Cat's Eye, who I thought both were really good.
Cat's Eye was really good. And it was cool to see them on that stage, because again, I'm like 5 years ago, like a group like this never would have been let anywhere near the Grammys. So to see them just like that dance break was fucking incredible. Like so good.
Was like one of their best performances ever, which is hard to do on the Grammy stage as a new artist.
Amazing. It was so good. I can take you through the one, like the Marias opened it. Their performance was good, but it was perhaps like one of the least interesting of the 8 of them. Then we got Addison, Cat's Eye. The Somba's performance was really good. He like did a kind of like disco-y thing off the back of Olivia Dean, who just like, there was nothing different about her performance of Man I Need. Like, you've seen it once, you've seen it a million times, but it like never gets old. She just like exudes sunshine. There's something that just like comes into your soul when she steps on the stage that's just so magnetic, and it was like a beautifully positive moment, I thought. Lola Young did hers behind the piano. Bad Bunny cried. That's all you need to know. But that was like such a good moment. I thought the doing it stripped back on the piano thing was a really good move for her return, and just like really brought the emotion out in the song. Alex Warren got lifted up in the air, couldn't hear himself, so was off pitch for half of it. Kind as a bitch.
Oh my god. Anyone watching the video, just watch Sam's face when he says that. That's really good.
And Leon Thomas's performance was pretty traditional as well, but he killed it. It was just fun. It's just fun to watch. Like, it's just like bam, 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 bam. I really like that part of it, and I hope that they continue with this tradition.
Okay, good. I really want to watch it in full now.
Yeah, you don't have to watch. Like, half of them are worth watching.
I did rewatch Cat's Eyes 3 times, and I just
Cat's Eyes is great. Like, so good. It's so good. Yeah, it was really interesting because it was Addison straight into Cat's Eye. And those two were obviously the most performance based of all the nominees, because the rest of them were very much about like serious vocals. But it was cool to have those two up the top of it.
It would have been quite jarring going Olivia Dean into Cat's Eye, like rolling on all these men.
I think they should have melded them by getting like the artist before to sing like the first chorus of the next person's song, and then they would go into them.
Oh,
And
you
so it
wouldn't
would
be
have been
happy unless it was like a
really nice
UK
to hear
Epcot
Addison
guitar duet
Racing Man I
through.
Made.
You want all of them singing together on the stage, like trying to outdo each other, and
Yeah,
everyone's
I
like,
want to like We Are the World kind of thing. I wanted all 8 of them together singing like nice to each other. Or gnarly. I want to hear Olivia Dean say, "Gang, gang, we're going out
yeah,
tonight." I want to hear Alex Warren say, actually, no, I don't.
oh my god.
So, closing thoughts on the Grammys. I thought that all in all, it was pretty good. The Grammys, like, I know that you haven't seen the show in full, but they can't avoid the fact that it just gets really boring towards the end. The performances were really top heavy. Like Gaga, Justin Bieber, Sabrina Carpenter, and the Best New Artist thing all happened within the first half of the show, basically.
Oh,
So,
okay.
and then you get like, I know they have to do it, but like the in memoriam is just like, just pop it on the website, you know?
You were like,
Do like, you know how
enough
Beyonce
Aussie.
does her birthday notes on her website? Like just stick up a little RIP.
Oh, well, yeah, it sounds like a pretty good show. There was nothing crazy.
It was
like,
maybe like
bad,
not
crazy
super memorable and not
Yeah.
super bad. Like it was a very down the line year. There wasn't a decision that I was like, oh my God, that's fucking crazy that they did that.
Yeah.
There was no
And I s-
Harry's house, let me say that.
I saw Slut P stands on Twitter being like, Sabrina was snubbed, and I was like, if that's the biggest controversy, then it
It's
wasn't
not a controversy.
controversial.
Was she
No.
really? Like,
I don't
I
think
think
so.
snubbing Billie Eilish for Hit Me Hard and Soft last year was a much bigger surprise than Sabrina this year.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, who do you think the biggest winners of the night were overall? As in, not like awards, like who came out? well?
Really well from it.
Yeah.
I think Lola Young came out really well from the night. I think Justin Bieber came out looking good from the night. Bad Bunny, I think, obviously takes the top prize, but I think just in general, given the speeches he gave, had so much weight to them, and he carried himself so spectacularly. And also, like, you wouldn't have seen this, but like a few moments he was back and forthing with Trevor Noah and like giving like a more humorous side of himself. He just like came off looking great from the night. I think Gaga came off looking like one of the like veterans of the industry, and I don't mean that in an age way. I just think she carried herself with like so much grace, and like it's clear that every artist really looks up to and admires her. In terms of the best new artist, I think Olivia's speech was really good. I think Cat's Eye came off really well from the night. Yeah, I think they're kind of the big winners for me. I think Kendrick, like, it kind of started to feel like, oh, we sort of saw this last year, you know, like there was nothing special to add to that. And I think Tyler the Creator had a great moment too.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
What are you thinking from what you're like seeing online today? Like, who's getting the buzz?
Well, my Twitter's so skewed towards Gaga, so I'm just seeing loads of buzz about her. But also, I think like she's just like mother. Like that is actually like her brand with people being like, she seems so genuinely caring. I like know she does want kids, and I really hope she does get that because I know it's what she wants. I just feel like she'd be like the best mum, and she is a mum in the music industry. Like she took a picture with like Tate McRae and Chapel, and you just know she was like, call me if you need anything.
Yeah. It's interesting because in a way that like obviously Beyonce and her kind of at similar stages of their career, but Beyonce operates as such an island, like in terms of just she keeps herself quite isolated. Whereas Gaga, like, very much has always been sort of like the people's pop star. Like, she's very involved with everything, and you could kind of see that camaraderie last night.
And she's giving what she didn't get. She got fucking treated like shit when she was coming up the ranks.
Right.
And it's so nice that she's not replicating that. She's taking it stride. Anyway, I'll get off Gaga because otherwise I'll go on around for 20 minutes.
We've got
Other than
time.
that, I think Justin Bieber came off really well from his performance, and everyone else you said I agree with fully.
Yeah.
Zara as well from the pre-show came
Yeah.
across really well, and she's had some momentum from online, really. But apart from that, I haven't seen too much. No one talked about the red carpet except Chapel's initial outfit was so good.
So good.
That is the best red carpet, I think. I don't think there's anyone else that was that wow
Her
factor.
look was the best. No one else has stood out to me. Gaga's was really cool. Doechie's was really cool. When Doechii won Best Music Video for Anxiety, I was like, here we fucking go. Like, this is looking like it could be Record of the Year.
That's another one where Mount Child was snubbed. I do think Anxiety is a good music video, but yeah.
I think it was just people were fatigued by Sabrina.
Yeah. And the Ice Out badges were good.
Yeah.
People wearing.
Yeah.
And Nikki got mentioned.
And then went on an absolute tirade where she basically said that Chrissy Teigen had a dick. She called Lizzo like 300 pounds or something. I don't know what Lizzo did to provoke that. Was Lizzo even there?
What? Also, did Chrissy even do anything except just laugh with the rest of the room when a joke was made about?
No, literally, they just showed her face. Like, I think Nikki has a chip on her shoulder already that she's never won a Grammy and she was never kind of accepted into that room, which I do think is wrong because I think that like back in the day, she absolutely deserves that. But now she's seen that like she's completely isolated herself, obviously, and like, goodbye.
Well,
like the ship has sailed for you. Okay, thank you so much for joining us for our Grammys recap. I'm about to hop on a plane to Australia, but we will see you at some point next week. We have an interview coming up with Holly Humberstone as well, so look out for that, and do let us know your thoughts on the Grammys in our DMs. Well, don't flood Jono's DMs, but flood the Pop Pod's DMs. All my DMs, and we'll talk about it next week. Thank you for joining. Goodbye.